Hey everybody. Alright, well it's been about two and a half years since I did this first carved guitar. This is one I carved by hand, and I got a lot of great feedback on YouTube on the video on how I made this. So what I want to do is I think I'm about ready to start a new guitar, and I want to share with you guys the process along the way. So I'm going to create a series of videos which will hopefully shed some light on the process that I use to create it. And hopefully you guys can learn something. Feel free to leave some comments along the way. So this is going to be the artwork for the new guitar. It's going to be a rose themed guitar, and in this first video, this will be the first of several, I'll show you how to strip the finish off of an existing Stratocaster if that's what you're going to use. So it's got a fairly thick polyurethane coating, and if you want to go ahead and strip it off and get the guitar ready to carve, it's super easy to do. I'll show you how to do that, and then I'll show you how to get your artwork onto the guitar body and get it ready to actually start cutting the wood. So that's what this first video will cover, and then stay tuned for some follow-up videos in the coming weeks and months, and hopefully you guys can learn something along the way. Thanks. Alright, so what we're doing is stripping the finish off the guitar. We've already done the back, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it by using the front here. So as you can see, I've kind of peeled some around the edges just from when I was doing the back, but we're basically just going to be using a regular old spatula and a cheapo heat gun. All I got to do is heat up, turn it on, heat up, little sections at a time. For really, this stuff heats up quick, so I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 seconds in each little area that you're going to do. So I'm doing kind of a little section right here at the tip. Just heat it up. The warmer you get it, the more the coating's going to come off kind of in a rubbery kind of way. If you don't warm it up enough, it's going to end up coming off kind of like breaking off, and it's going to get little shards flying everywhere. So you can see here, just kind of lift the whole section up, peel it off. So it comes up very easy. It's not hard at all. And by the time you're done, you'll have a guitar that's ready to carve. Alright, so I'm getting ready to start working on Strat number 2. As you can see, I've already stripped the finish off of the guitar, both front, back, and sides. Next thing I did is I put all the hardware back in, and then traced around it so that I know where my keep out zones are. Those are areas I'm not going to carve. You want to put all the hardware in, including the jack plate, trace around all that stuff. This is the concept artwork, so that's what I'm going to be carving into the body. So now it's time to transfer that design onto this guitar. This is printed out in a 1:1 scale, basically the size of a Strat. Across from the back end to that top tip up there is roughly 18 1/16 of an inch, so that's 18.0625 inches wide, and then the height from this point down to that point is going to be 12 11/16, I believe, which is 12.685 or 6875. So printed out 1:1 scale. And basically I'm going to just use regular old tracing paper, carbon paper. You can get it at any hobby store. We're going to lay this down over the entire surface of the guitar. We'll cut this guy out, put it on top, and then we'll just trace it with a pencil. So we're going to trace all of the, essentially all the shapes of all the petals and the leaves and everything, anywhere where there's a dark line. And that will transfer the design over to the guitar body. It's as simple as that. Alright, so we've got the graphite paper down, and then I cut out the concept artwork. Went ahead and taped it on top of the graphite paper. It doesn't have to be exact. You're just really looking to get the major lines down, so it doesn't have to be perfectly aligned with the body. Just try to get the main lines down, and that's really all you need. And then you can go back after you take all this off go back in with the pencil and touch up the lines, and you may have to shift some stuff a little bit depending on how close you were to actually lining up with the rest of the hardware, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, so I just finished tracing the outline. Get close, see if I can see the reflection of kind of where I traced. You can sort of see the pencil reflection there. So you can just see I did the major lines, all the sort of dark lines that would give us the outline of the flowers and the leaves and stuff. So I just went through the whole design, traced everything out, and after that we're going to go ahead and peel off this top layer artwork in the graphite paper and see what it looks like. After that we'll probably have to do some adjusting. Some of the roses and the leaves will probably be hanging off the edge a little bit, so we'll want to pull some of those back, because ultimately I want to kind of try to maintain this sort of lip around the perimeter. Maybe have a couple of items going over it, like this leaf here and maybe this rose, but in general I want to keep most of the petals and the leaves on the inside of that. So we'll see how it looks. Alright, so just removed the top concept paper and the graphite paper so that we can see our tracing underneath. Turned out pretty well. Most of the lines came out dark enough. A couple of little adjustments I'll need to make. Some of the flowers like this are hanging off the edge. I want to kind of keep everything inside of this natural bevel that follows the kind of contour of the guitar. So some things I'll probably want to redraw. Maybe this little cluster of flowers, I'll probably shift it up here a little bit. This one right here, you can see it's kind of encroaching upon the jack plate, so I'll probably shift some of this stuff over to the right just a little bit. Same thing back here. This cluster of flowers is a little too far back, so I'll probably erase it and kind of shift it forward a little bit, sort of forward of this natural, the radius there on the curve. But in general, everything looks pretty good, so we'll go in and kind of highlight this natural edge around here, and everything will be relieved down below that except for the flowers and the leaves and stuff. So next step is to just clean it up, and then it's time to start carving.